Well, this has been a long time coming. I think it was January 2020. We drew one up for the first time.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened and just all the growth and kept getting pushed back. And then the iterations, it's gone through more iterations than anything we've done before. So
yeah,
definitely our longest project and probably our most, just internally, the one we've had the most anticipation for and excitement, because like each time we reversioned it, we saw it get better. But we kind of got to do the exact same thing we did with the original XP, where drop into a new category for us with the spec and performance of something you would expect at triple or quadruple the price, and price it at a way that's extremely attainable, and then just like literally take over a whole market. There is no cargo bike within $2,000, maybe even $3,000, that can necessarily even compete with it. Like at the end of the day, this goes faster than the competition. It can carry more weight than the competition. It can go up steeper hills than the competition. It is more capable than all of them, right? And it's not a if or a debate or whatever. It's like, run the numbers, run the testing, it beats all of them. It has more battery than all of them. It peaks out at over 1,300 watts of power, and it's not afraid to run up there and stay running at that.
I think one of the biggest things is that, we're known for delivering the product fully assembled.
Yeah.
And so I think that influenced a lot of the design decisions here, where we still have the folding stem, and then we've also got, the adjustable handlebar now as well, right? Because we wanted this thing to be a one size fits most, fits all product. And so, getting the handlebars to be adjustable, getting the stem to still fold down so we can get in the box, and then getting it to fit all of our customers really influenced that whole front half of the bike. It turned out great.
This web frame design that the team came up with, a lot of that just stems from this rigidity, but why did we want the rigidity? We wanted it to be able to carry a ridiculous amount of weight and for it to still feel like you don't have so much behind you.
Well, it came back to the different iterations that we went through.
Right.
So you guys had started this project before I came on board. So there's so much that has changed through those different iterations that people don't necessarily will see on the outside. That's all internally happening with tube wall thicknesses and different bracing angles, that we were able to run that analysis and say, okay, the bike is going to be really well balanced for that customer, whether they have 80 pounds or 30 pounds or dry weight in back.
We knew we wanted, at least 2 YEP seats back there. We have the cargo panniers, we have the running boards. We knew from the beginning, a lot of those accessories that we wanted drove a lot of the back half of the bike's design, right? Where it's like, okay, we're gonna need a lot of mounting positions because we know we're going to want a kid corral, or what we now refer to as the orbiter, right? The +1 accessory, nobody, even near our price point is doing like an adult passenger carrying accessory for a cargo bike that looks this sweet. It is so awesome.
Well, and it's future proofing for that family that's gonna buy this as a replacement. So all of our accessories that we put into this product are a la carte, and they were designed that way to help the customer continue to grow. As their family grows, they can grow with the bike and switch out accessories, and it still makes sense for them.
What's really cool too is that we're not done. So we have a ton of these accessories already developed and ready to go, at the launch of this product here, but just us having the bikes now and riding them a lot, we've discovered all of these other cool things we can do. And so there's gonna be, more accessories coming down the pipeline that customers aren't even gonna know about, on the day of launch, which is super exciting.
When I think of the XPedition, the only word that really comes to mind for me is just capable. It is a capable vehicle more than it is anything else. This product has to be able to compete with cars, and if people are using the excuse in San Francisco or Seattle or something where it's like a bike just can't simply get up that hill, we really got to crush those concerns. And so that was another part of the testing experience. Go to the gnarliest hills in the United States and put this thing to the test. And some of the hill climbs you did, yeah, that peaks out at 31.8 degrees, I believe I was looking at. And it's just like, okay, no one's ever gonna encounter that. And not only did it conquer those, right, it did it in stride. So it's like, well, shoot, like this is very capable where regardless your commute or the terrain you're kind of running into, the hills and everything, it flattens them. You don't have to worry about that. So that gives more capability to it, and you can have that confidence. So I think that's like extremely important for saying yes to this being your transportation solution.
Yeah, so I'd say there's three things. One, we have the 1128 freewheel and back.
Sure.
So it gets you that greater range of pedaling at higher speeds. We have the slick tires. This is our first bike that we've gone full slicks on. Decrease that rolling resistance. Those were all things that contributed to the range, in addition to this new programming that we have where the pedal assist levels are actually dictating how much amps or how much power is going to the rear wheel, but not limiting its speed in the same way that it was before. So with that being said, it's if you get up to, let's say, 20 miles an hour and you use pedal assist 5 to get up to 20 miles an hour, from a stoplight, dial it back down to PAS 1 or 2, you're actually telling the motor system or the controller to limit the amount of power that's going to the motor because you don't need that now. You're already going 20 miles an hour. Once you're in motion, it's easy to keep in motion. And so the customer is there and they're able to pedal and get that assistance. And the assistance that we're talking about here is like hundreds of watts. I mean, this isn't just like, oh yeah, I got a little bit of a tailwind. It's like, no, you're getting a massive tailwind still in PAS 1 and 2. So that aids all to the dialogue with the customer to say, when we did these real world range tests, that's how you ride. You have to almost ride, like you're riding the bike. And the customer's in full control over what it is that's happening with the motor system. So it's giving that power back to the customer to say, hey, they get to choose how they want to ride this bike and how much assistance they get.
So this is the first time we've changed out the pedals to be these quick release pedals, which snap on and off within a second, really. But they allow you to have a lot of confidence where if you have 450 pounds on this thing and you're really pedaling down on it, like leveraging all your power through it and whatever, you have full confidence. They have some really nice grip to them. And this is just like another of those details that we really zeroed in on of like, real use case. And the only way we do that really is by putting 450 pounds on it ourselves and then testing it and everything like that.
Yeah, this is a totally different geometry for the cargo bike just as much as the trike. The trike and cargo bike both have a sloping down tube like our traditional step-through bikes. Yep. And from the standpoint of just looking at it, you're like, oh, it must be the same. And it's like, no, if you overlaid them, they're very, very different. So, the trike is more relaxed and upright, that type of geometry. Yep. The cargo bike is more of like that fitness or sport category where you're gonna be like kind of hunkering down a little bit, have that stability, have that weight over the front wheel, which is where you see this stem, the adjustable one that can pivot up and down at different angles. So it's really trying to complement that smaller rider or taller rider in a unique but different way than we do with our other products that also we claim that and we have that designed into the product.
So why do we put on this pulley chain tensioner thing?
If somebody's a bike aficionado, they would know that in the mountain bike world, there are things called idler pulleys or chain tensioners that basically prevents the chain from walking off of the front chain ring during rough terrain or while riding and navigating rough terrain. Like we literally did not cut corners on this. It's not something that we had to do. We could have followed the rest of our competitors and just got a neoprene sleeve for a couple cents, but we were like, no, we're gonna build this for the case where while you're riding, you want that to be as quiet as possible.
I'm extremely excited to start getting these in people's hands and seeing what they do with it and kind of the virality that's gonna follow, because being priced where it is at $13.99, or if you do $16.99, the dual battery, you're getting 28 amp hours, 1.35 kilowatts of battery, a 1300 watt peak. Like, this is a real vehicle. There's a reason we didn't put a mid-drive on this one in particular, and it's because we knew we wanted a better throttling experience. You might have, two kids on the back and be at a stoplight and they might be a little squirmy, and you kind of just want to rip the throttle and have it be responsive and instant. But if you're going for throttle, you got to have a hub motor.
I think if I'm a customer right now listening to this conversation, I'm probably wondering, how are you guys so much better than the competition and offering this product at such a fantastic price? And I think there are a few reasons. I'll hit on a couple of them, and I can already see you wanting to hit on some of them there too. But you know, we're utilizing a lot of the same componentry that we have a ton of experience with from X Premium 3.0 Lite, all of our previous products. We're taking all of that experience and we're applying it here on the cargo bike. So, you know, the battery setup is the same as on X Premium. You know, the front and rear lights, the brakes, the width of tire, all of those sort of things we're pulling over and porting from our other products. This is an evolution that makes perfect sense for us, is to go the cargo bike direction. And, you know, with our expertise in, you know, looking at what the market has to offer and saying that doesn't seem like something that we as customers are willing to pay for, and saying, hey, maybe we can work harder, maybe we can apply our experience, maybe we can fight for the customer a little bit more and get these prices down so that they're attainable for everyday Americans.